If you're looking to unlock the full potential of what Cinema 4D has to offer, the Studio and Visualize versions come equipped with the Sketch and Toon module that is jam-packed with tools to help you easily turn your 3D objects into fun, stylized 2D pieces of art. So we got our old friend, the Game Boy here, and I'm just going to show you how powerful and how easy to use Sketch and Toon is. So we're just going to go into our render settings, and that's where you have the Sketch and Toon module applied, and we're just going to activate it by checking it on. And you're going to notice that immediately with just that click of a button, we turned our 3D shaded 3D objects and turned it into a 2D illustrative style piece of artwork. And not only that, but we added a background color, and we also added outlines along with our cell shading. So Sketch and Toon allows us to really have full control over how we turn our 3D objects into 2D elements. So let's just go over a few different examples of work that I've done using Sketch and Toon and using the outlines and the cell shading. So here's a little animation I made. Bunch of assets here. I got a camera, a little passport, and you can see that the outlines just make this look like a completely flat 2D piece of artwork. But the fun thing here is we can now have pages flipping and have 3D depth that would have taken a pretty long time to be able to get this kind of look done inside of a compositing app or inside of After Effects. So being able to do this and have this kind of flipping animation done in 3D space just really saved a ton of time. So here I have another example of using cell shading, and again this is just a 3D object here, and by applying some cell shaders that are basically allows you to apply cell shading to your 3D objects quickly and easily, I just completely made this 3D object into a fun piece of 2D shaded art. So one more example. This is a little Polaroid camera here animation that you can see that it clicks and then it shoots out the little Polaroid, and this was just a really fun animation to create, again using Sketch and Toon outlines, using cell shading. And the great part about creating 2D art in Cinema 4D is you can take full advantage of all of the really powerful tools included in Cinema 4D, like the spline wrap, which allows you to bend and deform 3D objects along a spline. So you can see my little Polaroid there following this spline path. And to be able to do something like this in After Effects would basically take frame by frame animation. So with just using the tools inside of Cinema 4D, we really sped up the workflow, and we can create some really amazing animations very quickly using all of the really handy tools inside of Cinema 4D. So here's the little camping scene I made, again using some stylized shading, and I have some shadows, and I also have some like grunge here using the ambient occlusion that is included in the Cinema 4D. So we can get some really stylized looking animations and 2D looks by using all of the tools inside of Cinema 4D. This was a really fun one to make. And finally, using a combination of some deformers here, we got a Joe deformer that adds some jiggle-like movement to my objects and gives some overshoot to my animation and a little bit of secondary animation. And it's done all automatically. So again, utilizing all the tools available inside of Cinema 4D in the full version really allows you to just create and not have to be bogged down by any time-intensive type of workflows. It makes everything super easy and super fun to learn. So if you're intrigued to learn more, a short video like this just doesn't do Sketch and Toon much justice, and that's why I'm going to point you to some free Sketch and Toon training resources, one being my blog, iDesign.com, as well as Cineversity.com. And on both sites you can learn all about the really amazing features that Sketch and Toon brings when you own a full version of Cinema 4D. And I even did an entire NAB presentation on the many virtues of having Sketch and Toon. You'll find all these links in the video description. So if you're a 2D animator looking for that bridge that allows you to add 3D to your workflow and add 3D depth to your compositions to really help your work stand out, Sketch and Toon is the perfect addition to add to your animation pipeline.